Hello and welcome again. So let's continue our Guilford Courthouse battle game from the battles of the American Revolution system. A quick recap from what we have seen so far. Well, the most important thing, I guess, is that the British have opted to move the southern route around McAdoo Woods on the southern side to approach Guilford Courthouse, or maybe attack these militia lines in the flank. The alarm has been sounded, and Green will be able to move on turn 5 with these troops. Also, we have some avant-garde and picket troops already able to move. Marquis de Bretigny has escaped from an attack. We even got some, if you remember, we got some rifle fire. The German Jaegers went to flank the cavalry and were firing rifles from the woods against them, but they survived that fire even though they had the first fire shit on their back then. The British has also under Webster sent von Bose and the Royal Welsh Fusiliers towards this direction. So far it's only Tarleton who's keeping this northern road, in British control, waiting for Cornwallis and the big chunk of troops coming in to swing north and go via the New Garden Road towards the American lines. So there we are. I can also mention that the Americans, after hearing that there was some battle coming on and they heard these gunshots from the south, they did suspect something was coming the southern road, so they have sent Campbell and the North Carolina independent volunteers. It's about 200 men with rifles towards this important junction here, where we also have a Victory Point Hex. So we have also a village nearby. So these guys will set up some kind of a defensive line here, ready to meet and maybe slow down the British advance a bit, so the Americans can deploy in this direction eventually. But still, Green doesn't really know what's going on, so he's waiting for the messenger to arrive and explain the situation, and then they can start move on turn 5, which is at 10 a.m. So it's it's a bit into the morning before Green can start to react to the British movements here. So there's where we are. So we're gonna see who gets the initiative for turn 4. That's the 9 a.m. turn. Let's check it out. By the way, we have 1 momentum still for the British, but they don't wish to use it on this roll. So we have actually an American initiative here, 9 against 6. So, and actually it's 10 against 7, because if you look at the morale chart, if you are on high morale, which both sides are, then you have 1 to your initiative roll, but since both have it, I don't add it right now. Okay, so the initiative is done, and then we place this one here, and let's see now. Yes, so movement phase again. So these guys, I can do another. Okay, here's the risk now. If I block these guys' movement again with the cavalry, the problem is that, I mean, the British will go last in this turn, and they could win initiative next turn and get 2 movements in a row, and then they could catch up with the Marquis. But since, this is the purpose of this unit is really to slow down the British, and the British don't get any momentum or any victory points really for this. So Not much, at least. Maybe they get that half point for each 2 militia units. So we can kind of sacrifice him just to hinder the movement. So let's do that. So I'm gonna put up some sort of control here again, so the British will need to slow down their movement. They cannot move fast on this road, because that gives Green time when he learns about the advance to deploy some kind of a line over here. So that's the plan. So we're gonna use him to stop the British. So where should we place him to inflict? We don't have zone of control into the woods, of course, but if we place ourselves in the woods, like here, they can move around us, but they cannot use strategic movement. If we just place ourselves on the road, like here, can they get around us? No. They can go 1, 2. What's the movement cost for infantry in forest? It's 1.5. So if we place ourselves here, they would need to pay 1, 2, 3.5, and then they can go there. So we have the rear, so we can retreat again. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna march up here to place myself there. Now we have some control here. So if these guys move here, they need to stop. So we force them to do pretty much a 1 hex movement. But they're gonna get a lot of troops coming up. So if the British go fast or first next time, then we might be smoked. But yeah, we go here, and pretty much the same thing here. But these are more valuable troops. So I don't want just to sacrifice those guys. We know Cornwallis will come this turn, but they probably can only do movement up. They cannot attack this turn, that's for sure. So let's leave them 1 turn here still. How about the riflemen here then? Well, where should we meet and greet those British? Let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go down here on the other side of this creek, on the having this bridge in control. We are in this village here where we have Dillon's Mill, and we are deploying ourselves in the David Caldwell house, spreading out these riflemen there, having control of the bridge. That's it, I believe. So we won't see any combat. Oh, sorry, rally phase first. Nothing to rally. Defensive artillery phase, of course not. No rifle phase, no close combat phase. So we go to the British game turn 4, and we put the big pile of units over here. Now let's start from the southern end here. So we cannot bring zone of control around this guy. 1, 2, no. So let's just 3, 5. Okay, now we need to start to think about stacking. We can do another rifle fire as well. That's nice. So what I'm gonna do is to let's do it like this. The Jägers and Webster will go there. It will take the light infantry with us as well. So we have 3 points. We can still stack 3 points. We have von Bose, so let's take those. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have a full stack in this hex. And we also have this rifle. And the Royal Welsh Fusiliers will just go 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now for this then, Tarleton. He will now do a flanking move here. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no rifle, so it's no extra movement to go into the sock here, but he needs to stop, but he has already expended his movement point, so he needs to stop anyway. So now we are starting to get around him. And let's see what we have here. If we examine the Cornwallis stack, there's a lot of, okay, we have 3 leaders coming in, Cornwallis, Leslie and O'Hara. We have an artillery. This is actually a full battery, it seems. I think, well, not sure if these are the light, you know, these 3-pounders there. I think it's called the grasshoppers or something like that. Or if these are 6-pounders. I think this might be 6-pounders. Yeah, I think so. MacLeod this is the guy, I think, that it said that Cornwallis ordered to fire into his own units in the melee up on this ridge that I talked about in the last video, if you remember. Okay, so what do we have here in infantry? We have, first of all, I'm just going to check 9, 10, 12 points of infantry. So we are quite even in strength, or not a big difference at least, especially if we will send Tarleton down this road, which I was planning to do eventually. But let's see, Tarleton might go up with these guys. Maybe they need all the strength points they can get, because we need to have the big punch over here, I think. So all good quality troops, +2 or +1 units, even the artillery actually. So let's just, okay, so we can get, here's 6 points. These together will be 6 points. We're gonna probably move them together, and let's place them like this, and we can have the artillery in one. He will move a bit slower. So let's see now. I can go 8 hexes in if I use the strategic movement. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then I cannot go into the zone of control, so I need to stop on this junction here. So Leslie and his guys will go here. Cornwallis will be here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's also bring the artillery into the first stack. Okay, so now we're coming, but we cannot really. We need to brush this defense off the road here, but we cannot do it at this turn as of yet. Okay, that was all movement for turn 4, and we go to the rally phase, which we don't have any. Defensive fire, no American defensive fire. We have rifle fire. Yes, we had the Jaegers again. So they are not in woods this time, so they won't get this double die roll. So it's only 1 die roll. I think we have the same thing as last time. No, not really, because we didn't have the first fire now. So adjacent, 1 strength point. That's a 7 to hit. But we had a +1 for mounted dragoons, so we hit with a 6. And this time the Jaegers hit. Okay, interesting. So now you're gonna check the damage table. So we have rifle fire against non-artillery. No modifiers on this one, so we just roll straight up here, and that's a 2, which would be 1 army morale penalty for the Americans, like that. Okay, so that was a rifle fire. So yeah, a bit, maybe the news started spreading now in the American army that there's a big bunch of British coming the southern road and the northern road. Maybe they also have gotten some information about that, slowly coming into the lines, and you know, the militia can get shaken about knowing that there are some guys coming from the front, and they might also be flanked. So they start wavering a bit there. So we put the morale down 1, and these Jaegers are contributing to that. So we're gonna attack. So odds ratio, but I don't bother to start calculating this and expressing who will be the lead unit, because these guys will retreat again, and this time they will go. Where should we go? I mean, if we just would go, 1, 2, 3, that's the most obvious one, of course. The thing is, though, if the British get the initiative next turn, they can attack and finish us over here and still be on the road. But let's say we go 1, 2, 3. Then they need to, come from, off the road to attack us, and that buys us time again, because then they cannot start with the strategic movement next turn, because their lead unit will be in here in the deep woods. So I think this is something we want to do. We're gonna disappear into the woods here with a horse. These guys will gain ground, and we're gonna put that marker on the marquees. So that's how it looks. I think this is pretty good way to distract the British from advancing too fast. That's that. So the turns are going really fast now because we don't see much action, but this is a kind of a fun thing, and it's going to be interesting over here right now. But we're done with turn 4, so we go to turn 5, 10 a.m. and now is the time when green can activate. So let's see now what they get. It's an even roll, so you're gonna re-roll that. The Americans won again. They are lucky, so they're gonna get this cavalry withdrawal cheat off before the British can move. So, movement phase. And now, as said, everything can move. Let's remove this one. So it's one turn prior to history when green can start activating, you could say. Question is now, do we want to bring these guys forward a bit still? Can have some really juicy rifle fire here, and then we can again scatter into the woods if needed. Of course we can't do any withdrawal, so we need to fight here, but 2 points. So lots of British coming on here. Let's wait with those. I'm gonna start moving over here now, so green knows what's going on, so he's gonna take some of his troops. How much? Everything? Or can we trust the militia to hold the line against that a bit weaker British force than in history that attacked here, because we have quite a few regiments moving this direction instead. So I think we should get everyone down here, even the artillery perhaps. And where should we put the defensive line? Maybe we should have it. Maybe we should race down towards this, because if we can stop them already here, the British have less options to do, moving northeast or northwest. So I'm gonna do that. So let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 4 through the Thomas White House. Here's a bit of a better terrain. Here's even on some orchard here, close to the plantation here. Let's put green with them. Artillery, how's that in light forest? 2 points. Oh, it's gonna be slow. That's gonna be slow to get up to the road here, but let's do it anyway. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The creek would be 1 extra movement point. So that will be 1, 2.5. There's no 2.5, 3.5. Okay, let's go there. Now, the militia, are we ready to meet the British here, or do we want to... I'm actually thinking of moving forward the line to the Little Horseman Creek. These guys need to block the British until the Americans can deploy, because I think we have a better chance to defend along this creek. We get some bonuses for that. They got -1 in combat if we stand here, and that's a good thing. Another good thing is that we hold this victory point hex, and the militia can move all the way up to this creek, so I think I might do that. We need to be and we have good communications between the two lines here if we can grab these hex as well. So I think I'm gonna do that actually. I think this can be a good forward position here, and we can anchor the line here because march terrain is prohibited, at least in this game, I'm sure. Swamp, marsh, prohibited for everyone, but there's some note, yeah, of course, swamp fox, but we don't have swamp fox here, and he's on our side as the American, so no worries there. So nothing can enter these hexes, so they have a trouble to... We have a good anchor here, and we can put something up here so they don't outflank us. Washington's Dragoons could hold that just to check any British flanking move here. So let's do that. We have these riflemen, so let's do 1, 2, 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. The artillery I will put there. These can go strategic movement, 6 hexes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They will take their position here. I want some fire from the flanks. Let's put these guys 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Are there room here? Yes. 4. 1.5. 2.5. 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are doing some optimistic redeployment here, and we're gonna also move up the second line. We need to be sure that the British cannot march that way and enter here to exit troops. So we need to have some stronger units up there. This is a puzzle still. So maybe instead of having 2 lines, I might give, the North Carolina militia will be responsible for the area south of the New Garden Road, and Virginia will be responsible for the northern part, inclusive these approach on the Horseman Creek. I think the rule said that we cannot move west of the Horseman Creek, but can we move north of it? Need to check that really. That's important. Otherwise I need to have Continentals over there only. And we have that. We have some we have the Washington Dragoons, and we have Kirkwood's light infantry here. They could move and block up here. But I want to check that. Where was that rule? Here we go, I think. Once released, neither the North Carolina Virginia militia nor the Continental Artillery may move west of the Little Horse Pen or south of, so it doesn't say north of it. So here's Horsebank Creek. I think we can be north of it if we don't go too far west, that is. So I think the Virginians can hold this ground, but let's see. I think I moved the road and then up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. 1.5, 3, 4. 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Something like that. This is gonna be interesting. Gonna be very interesting to see how they fare with that forward line. I'm still thinking it's a good idea to have the militia behind that creek. It's a bit better defensive position. I might have some kind of, you know, if I call these divisions separate militia troops here, I could have, you know, intrinsic two-line defense here, a first line and a second line per division, if you get what I mean. Okay, so that's that. These guys cannot move. These guys, I'm still thinking. I think I'll leave them for now. There can be some emergency troops here. Actually, these guys can't go south of the saw pit branch, nor can this guy, because it's only Lynch rifle that are not restricted by this rule. So these guys cannot move further down or south. They need to stay here, having control of that bridge here. So they stay here for now. Okay, so now we'll see. We want to stop these guys from moving too far. At the same time, we don't want to risk it, you know, ending up in a sack here. So I'm gonna just move them like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I cannot move. Hey, I'm not in a zone of control, by the way, because we're in a woods. We can move actually with, or is it zone of control, or is it being adjacent? I'm thinking about if I can move strategically or not. I'm adjacent, but I'm not in a zone of control. So let's check that quickly. The movement rules. Movement. Strategic movement. As long as they start in and remain of terrain, yeah. Units using strategic movement may not begin adjacent or move adjacent enemy. Okay, so it's not dependent on the zone of control. They cannot just don't go adjacent. So we need to do normal movement here. It's a pity because I would like to be behind that creek now, but we cannot do that really. We need to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. We end up in this wooded area here. But we're still out of, they cannot reach us to attack us here, so we can force them kind of do, you know, just normal movement all the time, and we are buying a lot of time for the Americans and the militia to deploy by doing this. So that's cool. And now I think I have moved everybody that can move or should move. So let's continue. Rally phase, nothing. Yes, we have this cavalry withdrawal shit to take off. This, the marquee. Defensive artillery phase, nothing yet. We have an artillery battery here, but they are not in range, of course, or line of sight. No rifle fire this time. And no close combat So we advanced the game market to the I had it on the British side, but it should be on the American side. Now it's the British, and over there. So these guys also come on board now, the Royal Fusiliers and the Royal North Carolina Loyalists. That's the last of the British reinforcements. So we actually have some more strength on the attack north. Okay, so should we just ignore this guy? Or should we... I mean, if we try to attack him, they will just continue with the retreat. But we can scare them off really long way into the woods now, perhaps. But, I mean, we don't need to think about any supply lines here in this game. So, if we have him in the rear, it doesn't really matter. The only thing that is bad is that they can ride behind us and put some sort of control, hindering us from retreating eventually. But... so it's a bit of a pain to have this guy here, and we would need Tarleton to get rid of him really, but I'm not sure. I'm thinking of having Tarleton with us, dealing with these guys. So I'm gonna ignore him because we need to hurry a bit. I feel I feel a bit stressed, seeing that we're soon, you know, in the not really yet, but soon in the halfway of the game. We are closing to noon soon, so we need to get our guys up there. So I'm gonna ignore that guy and just continue moving strategically now, since we don't have any blockers. So now we can do a full strategic movement. That will be 8 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These guys cannot attack, so the Royal Welsh are fine, acting as a rear guard here. Now, what should we do here? And in which order should we move all guys? These guys are a pain. Two, 3, 5. Two, 3, 5. Yeah, I mean, we could get a leader up here and even out this minus that we got from this attack. Just try. I think I'll risk it. We can take some. Which leader is the least important here? I think it's O'Hara. I mean, with the numbers. So I'm gonna actually send O'Hara now to assist Tarleton in an attack here, I guess. Was the forest any effect on the battle? I don't think it has. Combat, no. That's good. So O'Hara will now ride up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's gonna take control of this battle, and he's gonna charge with Tarleton towards these. And if they manage to get something good here, these guys could be in a bad position. And also these guys, because we might surprise the Americans while they are deploying. This is going to be interesting. I mean, the initiative will be really important, and the British could even use this at some point just to get that quick march, you know, getting into line on the double before they are finished with their deployment. So this is gonna be fun. So let's see, we have 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go strategically over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Same here. And these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Long column of British coming up. That's all. So let's see now. And even if we roll really badly here, we can also use this to re-roll the bad combat. For instance, let's say we rolled so bad that O'Hara becomes a casualty. I think we're gonna re-roll that. But I'm gonna take the risk to attack the Vanguard, Lee's legions. So we had the first real close combat coming up because these guys can't retreat, even not Lee's horse, because he's mixed up with foot units. So I'm gonna just place this aside so we do this correctly. So close combat sequence, because we don't have any artillery fire and we don't have any rifle fire. No rally phase, by the way, before that. So we are good to go. No rifles here. I'm gonna double check. Yes. Designate all attacks. Only have one. Yeah. Okay. Determine the ratio. So that's gonna be 2 against 2. So it's 1 to 1 as the odds. Not great, but we're gonna take the risk. Lead units. So the British, of course, will have Tarleton, and the Americans will have the light infantry as the lead unit here. Yep. Determine DRMs. So let's see what we have. Close combat DRMs. So first, the attacker benefits. Adjusted unit morale. Well, that's a 0 Tarleton, so nothing there. But we have the commanding leader, and we have O'Hara leading, so we get a +1. Just gonna mark that. Defending use a rifle, no. No disruption or shattered. Any attacker is mounted dragoon against solely disrupt, no. All defending are militia, no. These are actually continentals. No surround. Nelson's Ferry, I think it's not applicable in this game. Okay, so that's all. We got the 1 here. Adjusted unit morale for Defender's Lead unit, and that's Lee's Legion of Foot, and he has a +1, as you can see, and that magically goes to a -1 for this combat. So we are back to 0. Any attacking is a rifle, no, it's only horse. Attacking units are militia, no. Tarleton is loyalist, so it's not militia. All attacking units across a creek, upslope, or no, it's not a creek here. I mean, as I said, they would have wished to go here, so they would be on the other side of the creek, which would have been great, but that's not the case. No ravines, Blackjack Oak, no house, no surround, Swamp Fox is not here, and then we have the tactics shit. Okay, to choose, and I'm gonna roll for those. So we have a 0, 1 to 1 0, which is not great for the attacker, but O'Hara is hoping to get some cool stuff here. So let's start with let's see how this works. We are engaging with the leader. I'm checking the British first. We have the matrix here as well. Let's use this shit to see which one we choose. We are engaging with the leader. There is... Enemy has no leader. They have a leader because Lee's Legion has a leader symbol, so he's a leader too, and he can also command stacked units belonging to Lee's Legion, so that's an applicable thing. So enemy has no leader, no. Enemy has leader. Flank not possible. It is possible. And withdraw plausible. I mean, would it be plausible for us to withdraw? Well, it's possible, but not plausible. We are not We're not here to withdraw. We want to attack. So I'm gonna say engage with leader, enemy has a leader, flank possible, and withdraw not plausible. The plausible is a bit of a vague thing here. Would it be possible? Then we would have gone to this one. But plausible means more. Are we? I'm thinking like that, at least. That would we prefer to do a withdrawal in this situation? And O'Hara is certainly not, together with Tarleton, in the mood of withdrawing from this battle. They are actively attacking and engaging here. So that's why I want to roll on this table. So let's see what we get. That's a 7. So they gonna try to turn the flank of the Americans. That's cool. So they're gonna send some horse through, Thomas Hand's house and attack them in the flank, even though they will need to cross a river over there. So let's put the turn flank marker for the attacker. And then we're gonna check what the defender. So we are also engaging with leader. Enemy has leader. Flank is possible. And now I would say withdraw is certainly plausible. We would like to withdraw up here, really. That's what we are looking for. So I'm going to roll on the table number 9. So this would be an D8, but I'm going to roll until I get 1 to 8 here. That's a 3. Attack in echelon. Oh. They are aggressively attacking against the British coming. They're sensing, that it's kind of a weak force attacking. Only like 200 horse or something. And we are in the woods. We are having, light infantry screening, and we have cavalry. We can go counter charge. So they are, defending aggressively here. But what they didn't know was that O'Hara came here and ordered Tarleton to dispatch maybe 50 men to ride around the flank, and suddenly they have a cavalry charge in the flank, yielding the British +1 in this attack. So this was really what the British was hoping for to get, to be honest, and that's why I hope to. I did it really because I hoped I could get something from this matrix, and we did. So I'm gonna just double check that. Turn flank against attack in echelon for the defender is a +1. Okay, so we're gonna have 1 to 1 +1 on the die. Let's see what we get. And that's a super roll by the British. That will be a 9, turn to a 10. Okay, so we have this symbol, meaning attacker gains momentum. Okay, and we also have a step loss. Wow. This was a excellent performance by Tarleton's cavalry. So what happens now is that Lee's Legion's light infantry gets eliminated because they don't have any backside. So we put that in the eliminated box, and we also need to do some adjustments, I guess. Where do we have that table? Here we have army morale adjustments. Inflict suffer 1 result, which we did, so it will be +1 for the British and -1 for the Americans. So we're gonna drop this, and the British go to the maximum here, 15, and we are closing down to fatigued already. This is not good. This guy, I'm sure he needs to do morale check. Let's double check to be sure. Oh, this was bad for the Americans. Here we have the combat results. One stop. Affected unit loses 1 step. The other friendly units in the close combat and the defender's artillery, but not the attackers, must make a morale check. If they fail, they must retreat 1 hex. Okay, so we're gonna check if Lee's horse will retreat or not. So we're gonna roll a 5 is a success, meaning he will hold. If you fail, he retreats, but you got the +1 on the roll. And that's a 7, turns to an 8, so he passes his check, so they are holding the ground here. So we cannot get these guys on the road. So yeah, they're holding ground, but they're losing the light infantry. They are just disappearing into the woods in panic, even though they are Continentals. All right, and that's also yielding, I guess, a victory point, or I think so. Yeah, 1 point for each unit, one-step unit eliminated. So yeah, here's the first victory point for the British as well. We don't want to forget also to give the British a momentum jet. So now they have 2. That's awesome for them. So with that, the British was very happy with turn 5, I guess. And we are moving up to turn 6. Let's play that as well. So we go to the initiative. Well, did we? Nothing here. So the Americans won it. Now this guy is alone, so he could retreat or do the cavalry withdrawal unless Tarleton is engaged, which he will be. So this is a hard situation now. This is a really hard situation for these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to back off to the crossroads now. I'm now moving to the movement phase here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, we're hindering these infantry to attack us, and we're also hindering them from doing strategic movement. So that's where we want to place ourselves. Marquis de Bretigny will go. He will follow these guys. 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. Light woods is actually 1.5. Let me see now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he was there, right? So that would be 2, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6. I think 4.5, 5.5, 6. Yeah, 6. Okay, let's go there with those guys. We are not yet risking an attack from the British, so we can just stay here with those guys. We need to secure our defensive line here, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need something more to hold this road. That's an important hex. So let's take the Guilford County militia as well down here. 1, 2, 3 for the slope. We don't get up there yet. These guys will go down 1. These will go 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Halifax County militia. This is a bit of a vulnerable point, but let's see. Maybe we can relieve these guys when these guys comes now. We can leave Campbell here. And I think I'm gonna move up the North Carolina Independent Volunteers, the rifles here, back to their main line. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These guys will just act as a stopper here. So green can deploy his line at the junction. So he's coming now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what was it again for the artillery? Was 2. So you can only go 1 hex. That's slow movement through those bushes. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna take some time to deploy the artillery here. Okay, and then we have these guys. I'm gonna move up. Kirkwood and Washington's Dragoons will take some kind of a position up north. So that will be 1.5, 2, 3.5. So let's stay there. Get some rifles into the action. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna stack here with Rockbridge County Militia. That was the Lynch rifles down there. 2, 3, 4. Or maybe we should go. Here's a bridge. Oh, or a ford. I think we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think the creek was 1. Yes. And then we have the Nottoway County. We need something here. Maybe the road should be handled by Stevens and his guys. So I'm gonna move these guys. Where were they? 2, 3. I think there were some. Maybe I can do it next turn. I don't remember where I started this turn with those guys. I'm thinking of moving them south a bit. Because I don't need that much units up here. I need to cover maybe 3 hexes with these guys. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Virginians will hold these 3 hexes anchoring to the swamp, and south of the road 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes need to be covered by the North Carolina militia, and they will get these volunteers helping them with some rifles. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I think I have moved everybody. I think I will move off these guys as well eventually, but I want to keep them as a stopper so far. Okay, I think that's it. Well, seeing it now, it looks like the Americans will be able to deploy their line before the British end up here. So we go to rally phase. There's nothing to do, and we don't have that marker anymore. There's defensive artillery, no. Rifle fire, no. No close combat. So it's time for the Brits on the 11 a.m. turn. I'm forgetting to put these on the correct position, but now the Brits. So, or maybe, hold on. Yeah, that's true. We're on turn 6. I was just thinking it says American Army sortie, but it happened already in the last turn. Okay, so again, what should we do with these guys? Should we just scare them off, or I'm not liking having them in my rear, that's for sure. But it's more important to press forward right now towards the junction. It's going to be a race to this point. And these guys will, of course, make sure the British don't get there first. But let's see how far we can get this turn. So we have these guys that can go strategic movement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 and 8. I will do a bit of a flanking move with these guys, the Royal Welsh. The main line, or the main column rather, that would be heavy woods or forest, dragoons, 2 points. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess we dare to attack again. It's a lot of cavalry action here. And these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the artillery can go strategic movement to here. These guys just follow. I'm gonna just check they don't violate any stacking. There we go. So it's a bit painfully slow here, but you know, Tarleton is doing a great job with under the lead of O'Hara to brush off those harassing cavalry over there, and we, of course, we're keeping O'Hara here just because we want to get that combat modifier with him. So that was movement. We don't have any rally phase to do. Defensive artillery, nope. No rifle fire. And close combat. So again, these guys cannot retreat before combat because we have an attacking horse. So we're gonna have one close combat to do. There's nothing else here. So 2 to 1. The leading units will of course be Tarleton and Lee's Legion horse. So it's a 2 to 1. And yeah, let's take the DRMs in order so I don't miss anything. Attacking, it's a 0. The leader gives him 1. No rifles, no disruptions, no militia. Well, nothing else. Lee's horse have a 1, so it zeroes out that one. There's no creek or anything. So pretty much it's an even again, but now we start with 2 to 1. And we're gonna play the chits again. And we had the same situation as last time. So the British will roll on the 10 and the Americans will roll on the 9 table. So I'm gonna roll them. Let's start with the British. That's a 4, so this time they will do a frontal assault. Where do we have the matrix? Here we go. A frontal assault by the attacker, and the defender will do withdraw. So frontal assault against a withdraw is actually a +2 to the Brits. Oh, so what happened here then? Well, Lee's Legion was thinking, okay, I'm gonna do a slow withdrawal from this battle, but enough to don't make Tarleton to come too hard on me. But Tarleton, deploying on the edge of these heavy woods here, they even though they did fight the last turn, they have in energy still to do a real cavalry charge in the European style here, right? They're charging out in an immense speed with their inferior horse, managing to catching these guys before Lee's Legion can turn around his formation and catch them in the rear. So he actually get a +2 frontal assault against withdraw +2. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, so we have a 2-1 with a +2 for the British. And again, they roll pretty good. 6 turns to an 8. That's a disruption. Okay. Lee's Legion is disrupted. Needs to retreat 3 hexes. He goes... Oh, but luckily for the Americans, they are all but finished with the deployment here. They need one more turn, I think, then they have their guys in where they want them. So Lee's Legion did his job. So he can, if he wants to, he don't need to hinder that road anymore. I'm not sure if disrupted units have a sort of control even. Maybe I should check that, because that could affect my where I should place these. Let's see if we can find that rule. Disruption. Have no sock. Okay. So we don't need to keeping along the road then. So I'm gonna go straight up 1, 2, 3 to Timothy Russell's house, trying to rally at Timothy Russell. So getting some shelter from that house. Tarleton will take the crossroads, and now the line is open for, or the road is open for the British to strategically move in a double time, you know, towards the American line. This is gonna get exciting really, really soon. I think that's it for this turn, really. Yeah, we're gonna advance the game to marker, but I think this video has gone long enough, so I'm gonna save that for tomorrow. I'm gonna just put it over there, so remember we're gonna start turn 7. And yeah, exciting events happening here. And we have the Americans putting up a nice defense line across the Horsepen Creek here, the Little Horsepen Creek actually. Over here, and we have some more troops rushing in to help building this defensive line here. And green is of course rushing to get control of the junction of the new Salisbury Road and this road connecting the new Garden Road here, which is an important junction to hold for the development of this battle, I think, because that will, if the Americans can hold that, the British will have less options, and they need to battle for it, for this location. And I think in numbers, if Green's whole force can take this position, they have more troopers here, and they have crack troops in the Maryland regiments here. So yeah, they can even do a counterattack if they want. They have good troops here, even the state troops. And as you can see, they are 4 strength points, so there are like 400 men per regiment coming in here from the state troops. So I think there's no big worries, and they also have artillery with them, slowly coming. That's a Finley, 2 pieces of Finley guns. I think the British did conquer those historically. Yeah, anyway, that's it. So let's leave this for now, and we now, as you see, we have 2 momentum sheets for the British. So it's really going their way, I feel, right now. But by the way, I forgot one thing. A disruption might affect the morale, right? Suffer a D, yes. The British don't gain any, but they cannot really. But the Americans should drop one, so we are barely holding on to being in high morale still. So yeah, you know, more bad news just coming into the American lines, and the morale is starting to. They're not fatigued yet, but there's no good news happening. They know that Lee's Legion light infantry has just scattered. They are not participating in this battle anymore. Lee's horse is also taking a big hammering from cavalry battles here, or cavalry skirmish more, but still they are not in a good shape. They hear that the British have been sighted now in the south on the new Salisbury Road, and Greenies has sent, you know, a word to the militia leaders: you need to hold Little Holspen Creek with everything you got. You cannot let the British pass because you have no rear anymore. I need to go south and defend against the British attacking from the south. So yeah, this is you can feel the tension. It's a critical moment. Anyway, that's it for this time. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you will be back for the next one. We have some exciting turn. We're gonna start with noon next turn. So see you then. Bye bye.